Less chit-chat, more news.
Another West Nile death in our area as the number of cases continue to grow. We're live with how one county is finally getting some air support in their fight.
The governor declares a wildfire disaster. In a live report, learn the details as he calls in the troops for fire combat.
And a Canyon County house is destroyed by fire, how the family made it out safe and sound.
And I'm Melissa Paul with your first forecast. Clear skies overnight are going to leave cool temperatures for tomorrow morning. Chilly as you head to work, around 53 degrees, but plenty of sunshine as you head into your Friday. And that temperature is going to increase just a bit to a high of about 85 for tomorrow. It's going to get even hotter into the weekend. And get the full details of my full forecast in less than 10 minutes.
Today's Channel 6 News, live at 10, starts now.
Another death from West Nile virus brings the total to 3 this year in Idaho.
And as more human cases show up here in the valley, Ada County will finally start its stepped-up abatement program. Shane Johnson is live with more.
Don, Michelle, it is a controversial plan, but Ada County thinks that fighting the mosquitoes by plane will help them put an end to some of these mosquitoes and the number of human cases showing up. A wet spring and warm summer made up the perfect conditions for the West Nile epidemic. Almost 300 human cases across the state, and the numbers continue to grow, as do people's concerns.
We stay out of the backyard.
Now Ada County has made it official. They'll be spraying 50,000 acres of the county by air starting Monday.
The only ones it is going to affect are those that are actually flying at that particular time.
But the plan is meeting some opposition.
I feel like the county is making a rush decision, and it should be researched a bit more as far as other methods.
Here on Eagle Island, you can still see the remnants of this spring's flooding. Now it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes and one of the areas that the county will focus on with their aerial spraying. And people there say it couldn't come at a better time.
Down by the creek, it's really pretty heavy there. You get 7 or 8 bites in a second.
The county says 90% of those pests will be killed in the spray zones. Those against spraying say the pesticide dibrom could be harmful.
I'm concerned about my health and the health of other people.
But the county says the chemical is safe, and those on the front lines of the fight say the spray will be worth it.
I think West Nile is a significant threat, and I don't want West Nile virus, and I can put up with a little bit of mosquito spray.
Now the county and state will split the $175,000 price tag for 2 aerial drops on places like Eagle Island State Park. The first will start Monday around 9 p.m. The second will come on Tuesday around the same time. Reporting live in Eagle, Shane Johnson, today's Channel 6 News.
Ada County has drawn its line of attack to fight West Nile. Here's a look. Weather permitting, mosquito abatement officials will start spraying along the Boise River and other strategic locations in southwest Boise. Officials expect a 90% kill rate on adult mosquitoes within the spray zone that you're looking at. There is no risk to humans, pets, birds, or fish. Expo Idaho workers are taking no chances with West Nile. They've already sprayed the grounds 3 times in preparation for the Western Idaho Fair. Abatement district employees will continue spraying throughout the fair.
So at night, when everyone clears out, they're going to ground spray still, but we won't be doing any aerial spraying.
Fair workers say people should still come prepared with bug spray to make sure they're safe.
And now, more 10 minutes of nonstop news and the newscast that doesn't waste your time. A group of soldiers are on their second deployment, but not to Iraq. This time, they're going to be going to Valley County on disaster relief. Jacqueline Bennett joins us live at 10 with the full story.
Michelle, these guardsmen got the call for this mission just after last afternoon. And even though it was on short notice, they all volunteered, especially because it was so close by. Right now, this group of 32 soldiers are on a mission close to home. They volunteered just yesterday after Governor Risch declared Valley County a fire disaster. And they're already at the scene.
You have to imagine that at 3 o'clock when I tasked my staff to start calling for soldiers, and it's not just 2116 ARS soldiers. We actually got soldiers that volunteer throughout the entire brigade.
Which makes this commanding officer proud.
I'm just grateful that soldiers are so willing to volunteer for, right now they don't know when it's going to end. And they're willing to go anyway.
The troops are set to be back here at Gowan Field in a week, but if the fire is severe enough, more troops could be sent out.
It depends. They're not sure if they're going to be a week to 2 weeks. They may extend it even longer.
But the troops really don't mind.
We've asked for volunteers for longer. We've had several volunteers for that.
And most are excited to help fellow Idahoans.
They're more than willing to go anywhere in the world to serve their country, but if we can serve Idaho, it's a special pleasure for us to be able to do that.
The troops will be setting up and manning what's called TCPs, or traffic control points. They're meant to keep civilians out of dangerous areas. Reporting live in Boise, Jacqueline Bennett, today's Channel 6 News.
Firefighters are trying to get a handle on 9 new fires in the Boise National Forest tonight. Lightning sparked the blazes last night. Tonight, crews have all but 4 contained. Idaho has the most wildfires in the United States right now. Here's a snapshot of the major ones. One of the largest, though, the Crystal Fire just west of Aberdeen. It's 92,000 acres, and it is threatening homes. Local farmers are helping out by digging plow lines around farms.
Today, there is a yellow air quality alert in the Treasure Valley. The alert means that all open burning is banned, even if you have a permit. But environmental managers say today's main offender is ozone. You can do a lot to reduce ozone by filling your gas tank or mowing your lawn in the evening and limiting your driving.
A family is safe but homeless tonight. This is what's left of their home near Parma after a fire quickly ravaged it. A mother was home with her 2 children when she says she heard a pop and then saw smoke coming from the back bedroom. Investigators are still trying to figure out how the fire started.
Nampa police say they've arrested a man who've held them at bay for hours. The standoff happened at around 9 last night. Eventually, a SWAT team busted into John Hughes' house and arrested him. Police say Hughes attacked a woman and used a firearm. He's charged with aggravated assault and domestic battery. Police in Payette County discover a small plot of marijuana growing in a cornfield. These are some of the plants that officers found off of Highway 30 in New Plymouth. Police got an anonymous tip about the grow, and they sent a plane up to find it. Investigators say the plants would have yielded about 2 pounds of marijuana. No arrests have been made.
A new man will oversee Idaho's roads. ITD Director David Eckern retired. Governor Jim Risch has appointed Dwight Bauer to serve as interim director.
My direction to Dwight is the exact same direction that I gave to Frank, and that is make it work. And now we've matured that a little bit and said move it forward.
Bauer already spent 10 years as ITD's director. He retired in 2003. No word on when Risch will name a permanent replacement.
Boise's mayor says he has no problem with letting people decide the fate of the 10 Commandments monument. This week, the Idaho Supreme Court ruled that a petition calling the 10 Commandments display in Boise's Julia Davis Park should go to the voters. I asked Dave Beater about the criticism he's taken at the hands of the Keep the Commandments coalition. And you've heard all the rhetoric where you're insensitive to their needs, to the coalition's needs of the 10 Commandments. That's got to hurt a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, of course, Don. I'm a religious person. I was brought up in a very religious household, attended religious school most of my life. So it's, you know, these commandments and what they represent are awfully important to me personally.
You can catch my entire interview with Boise Mayor Dave Beater this weekend on Newsmakers. It airs at 8 o'clock Sunday morning right here on today's Channel 6.
And now, Melissa Paul with your first full forecast.
A pleasant day today and a pleasant day tomorrow as you wrap up the last work day of your work week. We have 85 degrees, so a few degrees warmer tomorrow. Those breezy conditions today are actually going to die down to a nice light wind, and we're going to have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are really going to start to increase as we go into Saturday. That ridge is going to set up over the northwest. We're going to be at average on Saturday, and then we're going to be just slightly above average on Sunday, and then getting pretty warm on Monday. But nice and dry as that low, which was supporting all those thunderstorms across the northwest, has finally moved east. That lingering moisture that we saw today over the west central and central mountains has also pushed east as well. So we now have clear skies opening up tonight. It's really going to allow those temperatures to drop tonight. So we're actually going to have pretty chilly conditions tomorrow morning as you head to work. You may want to put out a light sweater tonight before you go to bed to remind yourself to grab that, because it's going to be pretty cold out there. Right now we're already seeing about 74 in Boise, 61 in Twin Falls, 68 in Haley, 55 in Stanley, and 61 in McCall. As that low pushed through, it also dropped temperatures for today. Our high was only about 82 degrees. The average for this time of year is about 90. And tomorrow we're going to bump This 82 up to maybe about 85, so 3 degrees warmer tomorrow than today, and plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a great Friday as you kick off your weekend. Maybe having some outdoor plans, perfect for maybe a picnic, going for a nice walk, maybe hitting the foothills. We have a light wind of about 10 to 15 miles per hour, high of around 85 in Boise and 88 in Mount Home. Even the mountains are getting a nice break from all that active weather that we have been seeing. Plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, a very comfortable day in McCall tomorrow, around 75 degrees, 77 in Cascade with 82 in Idaho City. And over in the Central Mountains, we're looking at both 79 in Stanley and Sun Valley and 78 in Fairfield. Down the Magic Valley, breezy conditions today, not so much tomorrow. It's going to be some nice light winds. Temperatures not too hot, not too cold. If you ask me, a great day to get in some rounds of golf. Definitely go out and hit that green. 79 in Gooding, 82 in Shoshone, 81 in Burley, and 80 in Twin Falls. Here's a look at that extended forecast for you. One more time, looking at a great day tomorrow for your Friday. Plenty of sunshine, 85 degrees, returning to normal on Saturday, and then rising once again to above average as we go into Sunday and the beginning of your work week. We have a slight chance of some thunderstorms possibly Tuesday into Wednesday, but right now it's a little too early to tell. Some models are picking up on it. Others are saying not so much. But what we are looking at is a nice dry weekend ahead of us as that ridge sets up over the area, and we're going to have warming conditions and just great opportunity to get outside and enjoy those cooler temperatures tomorrow, and then the nice average temperatures on Saturday. It's looking good.
And hopefully not 100 on Tuesday.
Or on Monday, yes, Monday. Yeah. Hopefully not 100. Right now we're looking at about the upper 90s, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Thanks, Melissa. School is coming up soon, very soon, but some kids are having trouble getting all the supplies they need.
That's where 100.3 The X comes in. The Journal radio station is holding an annual school supply drive for Homeward Bound, a homeless services program. The event runs from 10 until 6 tomorrow at the Kmart on Fairview and 5 Mile. Be sure to stop by, drop off some much-needed school supplies.
Great idea. An American school teacher confesses to killing JonBenet Ramsey.
Next on today's Channel 6 News Live at 10, for the first time, hear from the accused killer and learn why his confession is raising even more questions about the decade-old murder.
English police find new explosive evidence linking Al-Qaeda to a plot to bomb American airliners. We'll explain when today's Channel 6 News Live at 10 continues.
You're watching the newscast named Best in Idaho by the Idaho Press Club and the Idaho State Broadcasters Association. With Don Nelson, Michelle Edmonds, meteorologist Scott Dorval, and Joe Hughes with sports. This is today's Channel 6 News Live at 10.
The question of the nation tonight: has a 10-year-old murder case finally been solved?
And what a question it is. An American in Bangkok ties himself to the death of JonBenet Ramsey.
I was with JonBenet when she died.
In Thailand tonight, an American fugitive awaits extradition to the U.S. John Mark Carr is expected to be charged in Colorado for the 6-year-old's murder. While Carr says he killed JonBenet, details of his confession have raised doubts, and an ex-wife says he wasn't in Colorado when the crime happened.
Police in Britain have found what they were urgently seeking: bomb-making materials, a suitcase containing powerful homemade high explosives, and other bomb-making components. It was actually found 40 miles outside of London. Also tonight, new evidence that Al-Qaeda involvement in the plot to bomb U.S. airliners. One of the accused has offered information that led to the arrest of a top Al-Qaeda operative in Pakistan. The fear of domestic terrorism is very real. An airport in West Virginia was evacuated after a bomb-sniffing dog reacted to a bottle of liquid found in a passenger's luggage. The TSA reports the liquid in the water bottle screened positive for an explosive material, and a second test confirmed it. The FBI is now investigating and questioning the passenger. An FBI affidavit is shedding light on what may have led to the diversion of an overseas flight. Court papers say a woman passenger was behaving oddly, made a reference that the captain believes was about Al-Qaeda, and then she urinated on the floor. The woman's lawyer says, quote, she has some very serious mental health problems.
The Justice Department is appealing a federal court ruling that the Bush administration's warrantless surveillance program is unconstitutional. The Attorney General vows to do everything to keep the program going, but the judge calls it a violation of free speech and privacy rights.
Cigarette companies won't have to pay for programs to help people quit smoking, but they will have to come clean on the dangers of lighting up. A federal ruling today says major tobacco firms violated racketeering laws and deceived the public for years about smoking hazards. The companies must now warn in ads and packaging that tobacco is addictive.
Rescue workers are digging through rubble to reach dozens of people missing after a volcanic eruption in central Ecuador. At least one body has been found so far. The volcano showered rock and lava, burying many homes in the process. Authorities are ordered the evacuation of 3 villages, but most people have refused to leave.
Mel Gibson, he was a no-show in court today for his drunken driving case. Instead, the actor's lawyer entered his no-contest plea. Gibson was sentenced to 3 years probation. The actor agreed to immediately enter rehab and will do public service announcements on the dangers of drinking and driving. Big changes are also on the horizon for Hollywood's many award shows, the ever-growing tradition of giving out those gift baskets. Well, guess what? The IRS has reminded stars who get the valuable goodie bags that they, yes, you too, have to pay taxes on the lavish loot. Well, that's prompted the Oscar folks to say so long to the swag. We'll see if Emmy, Grammy, and others follow suit. Don't you feel sorry for them?
White strips, Crest white strips, part of that.
Yep, taxes on those.
Didn't know that. If you thought about trying to get rid of that pot belly, doctors say you may want to hit the treadmill.
Researchers found that exercise is particularly helpful in reducing the cells of fat, especially around the waistline. The study looked at a small group of obese women. Half were placed on a diet, the other half diet and exercise. All of the women lost weight and body fat, but the women who exercised showed a greater reduction in the size of the fat cells around their abdomens. Doctors say excess tummy fat has been linked to heart problems and diabetes.
Another blow for Merck, the company that makes the pain medication Vioxx. A federal jury in New Orleans found the company was negligent in failing to adequately warn doctors about the risks of Vioxx. Merck has been ordered to pay $50 million to a retired FBI agent who suffered a heart attack after taking Vioxx for a year and a half. Merck has now lost 4 out of 9 cases on its defense of Vioxx. Up next, a bear stops by a local TV station, but this trip has nothing to do with trying to get on camera. You're watching today's Channel 6 News, live at 10.
Drop everything. Toyota's.
Now look at tomorrow's Idaho Statesman headlines tonight. Learn about a cooperative group that wants to protect the Owyhee Canyonlands while opening more of the land to ranching.
A wedding fit for a gubernatorial candidate, elegant with Western flair. What will Butch Otter and his longtime girlfriend be wearing?
And get ready for corn dogs and concerts. Columnist Michael Deeds talks about the new and improved philosophy about grandstand shows at the Western Idaho Fair. All that, and of course a whole lot more, in tomorrow's Idaho Statesman.
He may be able to drive,
but not legally. Police tried to stop a suspected stolen car when the 14-year-old driver took off. But his skills behind the wheel weren't up to par for the busy Detroit streets. He crashed into a city bus, causing the bus to hit a nearby house. 4 people on the bus were hospitalized. No word on the condition of the boy tonight.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now that's impressive. A British team chases fireworks world record. They fired off more than 56,000 rockets within 5 seconds. We won't know for a few days if they actually succeeded. We do know exactly how many rockets went off, but it's up to the Guinness Book to judge whether they hit that 5-second window.
Here's something you don't see every day, and that's a good thing. A black bear wandered out of the woods and into a television station's dumpster. The big guy apparently was craving stale bagels and fast food. After he's at the right place for that.
That's what we eat.
He's at the right place. After a few minutes of foraging, the animal lumbered off into the forest, guessing they'll keep the leftovers in the fridge tonight. And yeah, if he's looking for the fast food stuff.
Why were the stale bagels in the dumpster?
You know, usually when we
would
come
keep them on the table for a while.
Well, the bagels, yeah, they're always gone by the time we come in, but they're out back.
Yeah.
So we need to go in the dumpster and go after them.
They're ruined bagels. On the way, another Bronco lineman is on the injury shelf. But the guy you want to be heating up as we head into the season opener is heating up when today's Channel 6 Sports return.
Tonight on Kimmel's.
Now Joe Hughes with today's Channel 6 Sports.
It is a good thing the Boise State football team has depth on the offensive line because the team just lost another lineman to injury. Senior Ryan Keating Coach Chris Peterson told me he suffered a fractured left fibula this morning and is expected to be out 6 weeks. Keating was playing a backup role on the offensive line. The Broncos already lost Pete Cavender for the season. He was a 9-game starter last season and suffered an Achilles tendon injury during summer workouts. That was the bad news. The good news is, well, Jared Zabransky's not playing golf. Coach Peterson has been selecting a player of the day each day of fall camp, and today was quarterback Jared Zabransky, as he has been the target of much criticism from last season's play. Coach Pete's been one of those, saying Zabransky needs to elevate his play, which he appears to be doing. Final public scrimmage is tomorrow night at Bronco Stadium. First game is 2 weeks from tonight. There's a shakeup going on in the athletic department at the College of Southern Idaho. A special coaches meeting this morning. Athletic director Jeff Dugan announced he is leaving the college. Dugan had no comment about the meeting to me today, but did say the issue would be discussed further at a board meeting on Monday night. Dugan has been with the college since 1991 and has been the athletic director for approximately 10 years. First round of the PGA Championship, Olin Brown on the par 3 17th hole. This is the way you want your ball to finish. Right in the hole, on the fly for a hole-in-one, and that's what it feels like too, like that, on the fly in the cup. He was 3 over for the round. Phil Mickelson and Tiger each shot 3 under par today. The leaders are 6 under par. Up next, I'll show you the unique way a high school football team ended daily doubles when today's Channel 6 Sports returns.
Hi, I'm Stan Thomas. Let me invite you to Rock Creek, where the workday ends and your day begins. At Rock Creek, we serve only the finest cuts of meat, well-aged, marbled to perfection, and cut daily by our broiler. Enjoy a selection from our award-winning wine list, recognized by Wine Spectator magazine year after year. Oh, and did I mention desserts? Treat yourself right. Treat yourself to the Rock Creek tonight.
It's that time again, and the time...
Welcome back. The high school football season kicks off 1 week from tomorrow. That means some of the intense practices are wrapping up as teams start preparing for the games. Our Will Henneke was down in the Magic Valley today for a story that will air in our Pigskin Preview special on August the 26th. In the process, saw a unique way to put a cap on double days. Call them crazy relays.
Well, we usually have the crazy relays at the end of every 2 days.
The crazy relays aren't exactly the best kept secret at Minico High School.
Last day of double days, we do a condition called BYAs, and they always trick us.
In fact, the kids kind of see them coming.
Hustle over here, hustle, blah, 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 and then we always get new relays and watermelon.
The crazy relays are the unofficial end of double days for the Spartans, where they work on such football-related skills as spinning like a ballerina with the ball over their head, somersaults, and good old-fashioned human wheelbarrow racing.
I like crazy relays too, but we almost won this year, but we didn't.
Maybe that group needs to get a little better at vital talents like headbutting a football up and down the field to avoid a similar fate next fall. Players have their favorites.
Probably the fireman one. We have to pack them. I think that's the easiest.
And they're not so favorites.
The hardest, the one where you run out and put the ball on your head and spin around 20 times. And then you got to sprint back.
Anybody ever fall doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you fall?
Oh, yeah.
All in the name of a little team bonding and some good laughs at the end of a tough stretch for the players.
They're fun. You get really dizzy, but they're fun.
Will Henneke, today's 6 Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have you guys do that at the end of the show. You can just push your chairs back.
I think I would injure myself diving towards a ball with my helmet and trying to shove it up ahead of me.
I'm thinking the spinning one.
Okay, yeah.
In your chair.
Ladies first.
That one.
Ladies first. Yeah. Thanks, Don. We'll be right back.
When it comes to choosing the golfing...
Here's a live look of downtown Boise from the Albertsons Tower Cam on top of the Grove Hotel. A nice evening out there. We're about the low 70s, so a little chilly. It's going to be really cool tomorrow morning, around 53 when you get up. But a pleasant day around 85, and then heating up into the weekend with nice dry conditions. A great weekend ahead of us.
Sounds good.
Like it.
Good night.